Welcome to the intermediate video series for psychic development. I am not putting a number on how many videos are going into this intermediate series, but I do want to define it as an intermediate series. So congratulations for finding your way through the development of the basics, because it's going to get way more interesting from here and way more fun, and there's going to be so much more learning involved that it's going to just help you grow out of control. So in this video, I really want to talk about energy bodies, and I'm not exactly sure why I want to start here, but this whole video series is all about healing, how to heal yourself, how to heal others, but we're going into a very deep way of healing, all right? I can't imagine what the advanced video series is going to look like, but this intermediate one is going to really transform you into, you're going to be so well off, you could actually start providing your own psychic services from here. The advanced version, well, we'll just see when we get there, right? All in divine timing. So, okay, I'm going to close my eyes here and get connected with spirit. I kind of have a habit of just allowing things to flow. The first video series, I had like an actual list of everything I was going to talk about and kind of let it flow through that. But this time, I feel that today is the day, and I'm just going to get in the zone and then share as much wisdom as I can, video to video to video, to really help you to expand and grow and become more awesome with this development. So we're talking about energy bodies. I'm going to just start here, okay? So we have what are called chakras. All right, we have chakras in different locations, and chakras are energy bodies. So you could look at a picture of a person and they're gonna have these like glowing portals, okay, in these places. And so when I do energy work for people, I'm just gonna explain this. I sometimes will be taken into a space. It will look like a space. It could be looking like just like this, in my third eye, which is also connected to my heart and my visual, in the visual image of what it looks like. So I step into the space itself, and then I start communicating with it from my heart. And my heart is looking for clues, much like a Sherlock Holmes. So why does it look like this? How wide is it? Is it like a size of a box, or is it like the size of a planet? What is beneath the soil here? You know, what? Oh, there's somebody appearing here. There's a woman in a pink dress. And just allowing things to flow, okay? So here we are, we're gonna step into an energy space within yourself. I'm gonna teach you how to do that right now. We're just going to say, we're on the couch, we're gonna start again, we're on the couch, we're ready to go into the energy space. We're gonna do it in a totally new way now. Sitting on the couch, we're relaxing, closing our eyes, welcoming our soul, which is our consciousness, which is our energy body, welcoming it now to step out of the body. We can walk around the house again if we need to, but I want you to go back into your heart, and I want you to have a conscious intention to heal one of your energy bodies. Whatever energy body that the infinite universe, your higher self, spirit guides, find is most valuable for you to work on right now. So we're not even going to pick one. Energy body is going to start to manifest into an image, okay? What is the first thing that comes to your mind? And it's not necessarily coming to your mind, although it's going to feel like it is. It's coming from your heart. What does it look like? It could open up to a space that literally looks just like this. But if we're healing a part of ourselves, it could look very dark and dismal. It could even look like a bloody place. It could look like a lava place and things are on fire. It could look like bodies. This is not to terrify you. This is just to prepare you for what energetic wounds actually look like. Why does it look like that? Well, because it hurts. This here is like a healthy energy space. But this here could also be a space that it wants you to believe that it is healed, but it actually isn't beneath the surface. So you have to allow it to be as it is without judgment, okay? And then you feel around with your heart, which has energy hands that go and touch places, okay? This is me explaining what it is like, but it doesn't have to be like that for you. You just stand in the energy space. You got this scene. Walk into the scene. There's nothing wrong with seeing bloody walls. There is nothing wrong with seeing twisted stuff, because it is the wound that says, I feel like this. And when the wound says it, I feel like this, that is when your Jesus consciousness, your Christ consciousness side goes into that space and says, I love you so much. I am going to go to town in this terrible wound, gash inside yourself that looks like this, and I am going to just love it. And I'm going to just heal it, and I'm just going to help it find peace. And just allow that starlight to shine. And if that's all you do in here, you're already making a huge difference. You're beginning. You're just getting started. Don't expect yourself to know a million things at one time, okay? I'm just getting you prepared for what it might be like. And there's nothing to be afraid of here, okay? So, I got some bugs on me. So we're prepared now. We're going to heal a space. I want you to walk around the space and you allow it to be as it is, accept it for everything that it is. Be excited because you're about to heal yourself now. You may start to notice that the space itself could manifest vulnerable feelings, because the space is reflected to your emotional body that felt vulnerable like this at another time in your life. And now we're starting to realize that you're feeling vulnerable and emotional in a space that looks very disturbing, and it feels disturbing in here because you are facing the chaotic wound within yourself, and you are facing it without fear. You are not running away from it. You are stepping into it more deeply, and you're saying, it is time now. It is divine timing that I start to heal this junk inside myself. Divine timing. We're connecting with emotional body. It may not be clear right away. You might have an emotional reaction, but it's really associated with the mental body because it's full of all these different thoughts that you've had. You might start to discover that this space is bringing back a memory of a time when you just, you were playing by yourself on the playground and you just wanted to have a friend. It could remind you of this day when your grandpa collapsed and you didn't know what to do and you were a kid, and everybody was frantic and you were actually kind of scared. It could remind you of, it could remind you of anything. The day you got in a car accident, it could remind you of anything. So these memories are actually a part of the space speaking to you. The space now is speaking to you, and it's going to speak to you in a million different ways. So welcome yourself to notice all the different ways that the energy space is speaking to you. This energy space, it could look chaotic and feel emotional. It could be intertwined with your emotions, with your heart, with your mind. It could be intertwined with many different energy bodies. It's not for you to know right away, but keep an open mind. It took me probably a year of doing this regularly to start to pay attention or notice that, this is really connected with your mental body. This is really connected with your heart portal space. And the more I do it, the more clear it becomes, and the more I welcome that information to being back to me when I'm in the space, so I can give the client that much more information. Because the client's only going to have a conscious awareness as much as you share it with them. So don't be afraid to, and I'm telling you this stuff because this is an example, an infinite example here. This is an example of you doing this on your own, in your own world, healing yourself, or this is an example of you going into a client's spiritual atmosphere and having the same experience, and now you have to describe everything you see and everything that you feel. But you should also be describing it to yourself. And the reason why I encourage you to do this is because when you start self-healing, Abby, I will fall asleep in the process of healing myself. I just will, because energy shifts and changes. I get kind of lost in it, so I have to speak out loud. So I speak out loud all the details of the space. I speak out loud exactly what I see. Just like Mark Twain or Shakespeare or somebody, you know, some like brilliant writer would detail it page after page after page. You know, the blood is on the walls and it's dripping slowly down and it feels cold in here. I see a child sitting on a little box in the center of a room. I'm walking towards this child now. This child is maybe 3 or 4 years old. I start to discover that this child feels like me, but I know it doesn't look like me, but I feel like it is me. Children in your journeys are often inner child reflections, okay? So you walk towards this child, you're speaking all this stuff out loud. She's looking away from you. You tap her on the shoulder and you ask her a question. I'm telling you, do not be afraid to talk to the faces and the people and the stuff in the space. If you were in this space and there's nobody in this space, you can actually just simply say, where am I? Why is it like this? And just wait for an answer to come back. The answer that comes back is, you're afraid. I'm afraid. Now the answer is actually encouraging you to move forward and to learn more about the space, which is teaching you more about yourself. So let's say the space does look like something like this, okay? It's not all gruesome and creepy and weird, but I'm telling you, wounds aren't always pretty places, and don't feel over vulnerable about that. You'll actually, in your heart consciousness, you'll actually seem to sense that it is okay to stand your ground. It is okay to see it like this. You'll start to sense that. So everything about the experience is going to be teaching you, okay? I'm just giving you tips and expectations, helping you to get into the energy space, helping you to know the power of conscious choice. So you're sitting on the couch saying, closing your eyes, saying, I am ready to heal an energy body or a chakra, part of my totality. And now you welcome that space to open up. You step into that space no matter what it looks like, and you start feeling it out. You start connecting with the space, okay? So let's say the space looks like this, and so you're gonna walk around these tall grasses, okay? You're gonna say, wow, what is this object here? It's your creative story. So you can actually stand on this thing, you can jump up and down on this thing, but you're gonna follow your heart. Your heart is actually gonna feel like it makes sense to jump up and down, or it doesn't. But your heart is gonna guide you through the space as well. And you could be here and you could be looking around and saying, I don't understand. I thought I was healing something. This looks healed. Don't be superficial. There's a lot of human beings on this planet that look perfect, but they're destroyed and rotted out on the inside. So just because it looks good, you'll have to ask your heart, does this feel balanced? Does this feel like health? Does this feel good? Now your heart is saying, this space is afraid. This space is afraid to show you what it actually looks like deep down inside. So you can talk now to the space itself. There's no person here. It's just a space, but the space is a living consciousness. It is a frequency. It is an energy being of some kind, but it just happens to look like this. It's connected with your energy bodies. Or body. What part of you is afraid of actually showing yourself for who you are? We find out that this is really connected to the throat region. And it's really connected to the mental body. And it's really connected to the heart. And now we're starting to realize that energy bodies and chakras are all intertwined. It's interesting because sexual body is a very unique space. And so oftentimes, more often than not, you're gonna see this space here, okay? And above this space at times and behind, okay? Because what is in front is also behind, but you'll also see Sometimes it's throat, but really often it's going to be this third eye region, it's going to be heart portal region, and emotional body region. These are like the most prominent places where we have stigmatisms and traumas. They're very prominent, but don't be surprised because throat also gets traumatized. All this stuff can get traumatized along the way, but these are the ones that always come up the loudest for me. So we're in this space. Something feels like I can't stop thinking about my throat. I kneel down and I touch the grass and the ground with my energy hand. I'm actually an adventurer, an explorer, like anybody out on the safari who's wanting to study animals or something. You are actually in your energy space of your totality, and you are an adventurer discovering who you are. Or you're an adventurer discovering who somebody else is. Before you go connecting with somebody else, just to quickly tell you, please get their permission. Please ask if it's okay if you do a journey into their totality to learn more about them. I'm just gonna say that. I'll talk about that more later when the time comes. But for right now, I'm just gonna mention it here, but we're gonna continue to just experience this as though it is yourself or somebody who is welcoming you in, okay? You know what, as you touch this ground, you start to fill with a love that is coming up from the ground, and it starts to fill your body. You don't even know why this is happening like this. You start to sing. You actually kind of open yourself up like an angel, and you start to sing to the clouds, and you say, God, hear me. I'm singing and singing and singing. It's just pouring out of you. And you're wondering, why am I doing this right now? Because you're not being logical about it. You're allowing things to happen. You allow things to happen as you instinctively just let it happen. Just the instinctive thing. And see what happens. And now the instinctive thing is I gotta sing. I gotta open up singing. I just got to. And now it's coming from the deeper part, beneath your belly button. It's coming from your emotions. It's coming from your heart. It's coming from your soul. It's coming from your lower spine. And it's coming out of you. And you're radiating, opening up this portal here on top of your head. And your third eye is being open. And you're like, oh my God, I'm singing. This space is about self-expression. And I'm expressing myself here. And I'm pulling all this energy in from earth and from my soul and from all that I am. And I'm just expressing it. And I just want God to feel this, and I feel it in my own heart, and I feel God feels it, and it's just unbelievable. And now you find your human self on the couch is just crying for no reason, and you're wondering what in the world is going on here, and it feels so freaking right. And you just bellow it out and bellow it out and bellow it out and bellow it out. You're catching your breath and you're pulling yourself back in your body for a moment, and you're saying, what in the world was that? And you're still kind of crying and you feel weird about it, but it feels so good at the same time. Now you try to go back into the journey state and it just isn't happening. That's because there's nothing else that you need to do. Nothing else. You actually did everything you needed to do in what might be 5 minutes of time or 10 minutes of time, and it moves you and it shakes you and you can't believe it's real, and you come back into your body and you feel like you're just like, what the heck? Who am I? Why did that happen? What does that mean? I want to understand. Now you're getting addicted to the journey state, because journeying is way cooler than TV, way cooler than virtual reality, because it's real. Because it's actually freaking real. And it's you discovering how awesome and special and amazing you are. And the more you discover that about yourself, the more you're going to get wanting to help other people discover that about themselves. And now you understand why I am the way I am. Because I want to grow and expand, and I want to grow and expand not only within myself, but I want to grow and expand with other souls. And now we're starting to understand what the collective consciousness is and human ascension is we're waking up to how wonderful we are, to the truth about ourselves, to a world without judgment, a world of unconditional love. And we're wanting to share that with other people. We're wanting to help other people see that in themselves, and to let go of the hurts, to let go of the pains, to realize they too can sing in the middle of this grasslands, and to let it out and to feel God's heart healing them, and they just bawl their eyes out. And they feel changed for days after this. I'm telling you, this first lesson, I'm talking about energy bodies, on just a very high level, and then we're going into a journey state experience. You're gonna try this out on your own, okay? I want you to try this out on your own. I have to prepare you. I'm not gonna just sugarcoat this, because you're gonna go into spaces and you're gonna say, why does this look like a freaking war zone? What's up with all these zombies? You know, there's skeleton man standing here talking to me. Should I look him in the eye? Should I run away? You should always look them in the eye. You should always talk to them. You should always stand your ground. I'm telling you, the spirit realm, your spirit guides are prepared for what you're about to do. They're there with you the entire time. Abby's higher self can be there with you too. All you have to do is ask me. My higher self is totally involved with this. My higher self is here to transform the human race. My higher self is. So is your higher self. So are your spirit guides. So is all of these awesome higher selves and spirit guides that are part of the ascension of the human race. And now we're discovering there's freaking billions and trillions and bajillions of awesome spirits of love that are all helping the human race transcend into a world of a love-based frequency. So when you do this, don't worry about what it might look like. Don't try to imagine what it'll look like. Just allow it to reveal itself, okay? To look like anything. It could look like a bedroom. It could look like a grassy space. It could look like an ocean. It could look like a cliffside and you're dangling on the edge. It could look like outer space. It could look like something really creepy, or it could look like something really beautiful. But the point is, you have to welcome it to be as it is without judgment. You have to feel confident, which you are confident. You're an awesome, amazing, higher self, soul, human being, all intertwined. You're all of these awesome things, and you're ready for this. Do not resist the experience. Step into it, allow it to be as it is. Walk around, touch it, feel it, just like you did in the beginner series where you're feeling out the house, you're turning on the water, is it hot or cold? You know, does the microwave work? Can I get Pandora radio on? You're exploring it, okay? You're exploring the space, finding all the details, just like you're a writer of a book. And we got, see, that's the hard part about books is you got to read the first couple of chapters, which is just getting to know the characters, getting to know the space, getting to know the scene. And you just want to get into the juicy stuff already. Well, we got to get to know the space so we can understand why it is there in the first place. We can understand, you know, is this really associated with my emotional body? Is it associated with my throat? And communication is associated with my mental body? Is there a place that this is associated with? If nothing comes back to you, don't worry about it. You're not meant to have anything come back to you. It's just meant to be just like this, okay? But allow your heart to feel around. Touch the floor. Plant a seed. If the space is barren desert, see if you can plant a seed in it. See if you can create rain and just explore how the scene changes or shifts when you add an ingredient into the scene. These are just tips and ideas, but this is just the first video. So I want you to try this out for yourself. You can have all types of experiences here. It might be extremely fluid and flowing and vibrant, or it could feel kind of jarred and jammed up, but allow it to be as it is. Don't be afraid to participate in the space. Don't be afraid to see what happens if you try something out and see how the space reacts. But in the end, we're learning about you. We're healing some deeper part of yourself. You can also use this if you feel confident and comfortable to welcome another person. When they say yes, you can come into my spiritual atmosphere, then to go in and to do this work for them too and to find out what is there. Don't be afraid to speak out loud about everything that you see. Talk to yourself in your own home, or talk to the client sitting across the table from you, whatever it might be. Let them read the story. Let them hear the story being read to them. I'm seeing this, I'm seeing that. Oh my gosh, I'm walking towards, I just feel like walking towards in this direction. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just walking in this direction. I'm suddenly walking into a wall. I didn't even know that wall is there. Why is there a wall here? Okay, I'm gonna just touch this wall here with my energy hands. And I'm just gonna take a patient moment to share love with it. Chokure, Seiheki, Daikomio, Honsha Ze Shonen, Tamara Sha. See, you can use Reiki, Usui Reiki, in the space. Usui Reiki energy goes into this wall here, dissolves the wall, and now we're moving forward. We're starting to realize that this person or yourself had put a giant wall up to keep you protected, because we do stuff like that. We think we need walls in order to keep people out. We don't need walls. In fact, we just need to feel at peace with people can be how they want to be. I'm going to be how I'm going to be, but that's just it. We don't need to let people in that don't deserve our respect and attention. And so we just have a natural balance that says, yes, I like you, and no, I don't like you. We don't have to put walls up. That's an illusion. Walls are bad things. So we got to dissolve this wall here. Okay, we dissolved it, and we're starting to learn as the wall dissolves that this is actually me trying to prevent myself from having real interactions with people because I'm actually afraid to know what it's like to feel loved. And now I'm starting to remember about this time when I was, 6 years old, and I got scolded for something, and it actually traumatized me, and I sat in my room for like 30 minutes and I just cried and I played with my toys, and I felt like I was hated. I didn't even know what to do about that. So now we're starting to find stuff here, okay? And I'm giving you these examples because you might come across anything like this, okay? I'm done with this video. So I hope this gets you started because I got a lot more videos to make, and I want to make some more videos today in this beautiful weather. I'm just like so in the zone right now. So try this out, practice this. Don't just go into the next video. Try this out, practice this. Actually practice this for a freaking week. Don't go into the next video right away. Try this out, practice this. See what you discover. Learning takes time, okay? Learning just doesn't, bam, I'm a freaking genius overnight. I'm suddenly Albert Einstein. Even Albert Einstein had to work at becoming that which he was or is and ever will be kind of thing. So too, the same goes for you, and it goes for me. I didn't have all this stuff figured out day one. I had to learn it through working with other souls and working on myself. And now I've learned it so well that I'm here to help you learn what I've learned, just teaching you all of these little tricks and things I've discovered so you can try it out and start to grow in your own way. And you're going to grow at your own pace. Your spirit guides have got you, and they're not going to put anything, they're not going to put you in a circumstance that you can't handle. So anything that is revealed to you, you are actually ready for it. So know that, okay? You're gonna do awesome at this. I can't wait. I'm like super excited for you to have this amazing experience. So that's all I'm gonna say for this video. More to come.